From the many realms of Atheris to the distant reaches of the 13th via the magic of podcasting, this is episode 53 of A Podcast Reborn, a show celebrating our journey in the past, present, and possible future of Final Fantasy XIV. This episode is being recorded on Sunday, May 19th of 2024. As always, the following podcast may contain mature language and spoilers for the MSQ, and we are now 40 days away from Dawntrail Early Access. My name is Brian Black, otherwise known as Ro, and my two wonderful co-hosts are here as well. With us from somewhere in California is our Chaos Gremlin, VTuber, webtoon artist, Catmom, and a podcaster stricken with arachnophobia so intense that the sight of one can make her scream like a goat. Hi, Regan.
Hi. Look, it wasn't just the sight of the spider, okay? So there was a spider way up high on the wall next to the ceiling, and I pointed out to Ward. Ward's like, okay, let me get it. So he, climbed on his office chair, which I was like, that's a really bad idea. But anyway, he did that. And he's, about to get it, and then it leaped off the wall, at him and, kind of towards me at the same... It was the jump. And I screamed like a goat, and then afterwards I checked my heart rate on my little Apple Watch. My heart rate jumped 40 BPM. I thought I was doing better with my arachnophobia because I could point out the spider on the wall and be like, look, there's a spider, and not be freaking out. But it turns out if they make a move on me, I cannot handle it. I can tell you my spider stories at some point.
I hear that in the next WoW expansion, they've added in an arachnophobia filter. I wonder if do you need that for Final Fantasy?
Oh my fucking god! Speaking of WoW and arachnophobia, the first big expansion that I played was Wrath of the Lich King, and you remember that dungeon with the giant fucking spider?
I do.
Oh my god! So I literally was playing that boss fight, not looking at the screen.
There was an entire wing of the first raid that was all spiders, if I recall correctly.
My ex now sends her regards.
Yeah.
I don't mind fuzzy spiders. I don't mind chonky spiders. I hate the spindly ones, the bony ones. No.
So you're fine with tarantulas, is what you're saying?
Tarantulas are okay as long as I don't have to touch them.
And, of course, the other voice you hear is our resident sage of dad jokes, alcoholic, tabletop warlock, and a man who I am convinced has been hired by Square-Enix recently because who else could come up with an idea like Mountain Zoo? I mean, seriously. Hi, Brandon.
Oh, I absolutely wish, but unfortunately I am not making that Square-Enix money. But speaking of Mountain Zoo, did you guys hear that they found evidence that there was a Taco Bell on Dalamud? It was the only place you could get Bahamut Blast.
I would drink the shit out of that. Are you kidding me? What flavor would Bahamut Blast be?
Aquaborn flavor.
Well, it'd have to be blue raspberry or something, right? Neon blue.
I don't even know what flavor Baja Blast is. What are you kidding me?
It's Baja Blast flavored. It's blast flavored.
No, here's the thing. I have tasted Baja Blast a couple of times, and to me, and maybe it's kind of like how some people can eat parsley, and to them it's like tasting soap. Yeah, have you ever heard of that?
Yes, actually.
To me, when I drink Baja...
cilantro.
Oh, cilantro.
Yeah, no, cilantro.
Not parsley, cilantro. So I was mixing up my things, but yes, cilantro. For me, when I have tasted Baja Blast, it's like I'm drinking mouthwash.
I don't know. I've barely ever drank it because in college, I kind of overdid it with Mountain Dew, trying to pull an all-nighter, and I got really sick, and ever since then, I can't really drink Mountain Dew anymore.
Oh my god. So, me and Ward have been walking to the 7-Eleven every day to buy, 2 to 4 Mountain Dews. It has fucked up my sleep schedule so badly.
Jesus Christ, Megan. It's not worth it.
The mount does not cost a whole lot of points, so what item are you after?
I want the cup. How
many points is that? 2,000 or something?
No, it's 4,000.
Oh my god.
It's a ludicrous amount. Part of me is we can just pour it down the drain at this point. But we are getting the diet at least, so we're not totally overdoing our sugar intake, but it is like it's a lot of caffeine. It's more caffeine than like a Diet Coke. It's less than like an energy drink. But I made the mistake of
do.
I made the mistake of having one with like dinner, and then I was up until 2 a.m.
Why?
Because I'm dumb. What would you understand? If I had common sense, my life would be so different.
Anybody who's watching the stream, I'm kidding, there's no stream. Please clip that.
So
look, man, it's knowledge. Like my dumb stat is Constitution, but the next one is definitely it.
I'm gonna bring this up the next time we have a waifu tournament, just for the record.
Look, man,
I'm going to tell you.
My wisdom is high, though, and it's waifu wisdom.
I'm going to tell you right now about my hack to get Mountain Dew points.
Mm-hmm.
Buy the bottles, pour the drink down, and just keep the caps?
No.
Go through the garbage?
It's almost there, but here's the thing. So I typically drink, some of the things I drink are like Sprite Zero and Pepsi Zero, stuff like that. But I usually drink things that are zero sugar, whatever, and not Mountain Dew. The rare time I drink Mountain Dew is Livewire, and I only do that very sparingly. I have a coworker who loves the fuck out of Mountain Dew and does not play Final Fantasy XIV. So, when I'm working with my coworker and they plan to get a Mountain Dew, basically they get a Pepsi, I buy a Mountain Dew, and we basically switch bottle caps.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's the same bottle, like, fits the same way.
Like if you have to empty the trash, and there's a bunch of Mountain Dew bottles in there. It's free currency.
Right.
It's free real estate.
I'm not going to go trash diving just yet. I'm not channeling my inner raccoon just yet. But I mean, I'm not planning to like get a whole lot of points to get like a sweater or a keyboard or something. I want the mount, and then after that, if I get enough to get one of the other things, okay, cool. But I'm not like worried. Too worried. Really,
I would love to get the sweater, but number one, I live in LA. I get to wear a sweater like twice a year.
I was gonna say.
I get to wear a sweater when I leave LA, which is once a year to visit my mother, who still lives in the mountains. And
I remember
it is literally like you would have to spend as much money buying the Mountain Dew as it would be to just buy the Puma sweater.
Yeah, that's my problem with 99% of the stuff in this Mountain Dew promotion.
Yeah, like, so I want to get the stuff that I probably can't get any other way, and I think that the like collectible cups, I don't think you can get that anywhere else. And I kind of want all three of them. They're super cute. I want the shark, I want the Namazu, and what was the third one?
I am so shocked that you would not be going after the plushes.
I have so many plushes on my bed. I don't have room. Okay? Like, I would have to evict someone, and I can't because my cats like the current plushes. Although I do really want the plush. All right, it is true. I'm just Ward has tried to convince me to be reasonable about this, so I'm going for the cup.
I would also go after the plush, but my children would steal it inside of 3 minutes.
Yeah, man, it's so cute.
Exactly.
And
especially
also
my son. He already has 2 shark plushes.
Yeah, you could go to IKEA and buy a Blage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want the cups. I would definitely want to be like sitting here gaming, sipping out of a Namazu face. That just sounds great. And there's also there's a tote bag with Moogles on it, and each of the Moogles' palms is a different flavor of Mountain Dew. And I fucking want that so bad. It's so stupid. I want it so bad.
Would it be called Moogton Dew?
Oh my god.
That was better in my head. I apologize.
See, I would have called it like Mountain Koopa or something.
But yeah, so we done the did.
You did the do.
You did the do.
We have enough Mountain Dew for 1 mount right now, which means we must continue until we have enough for 2 mounts.
There was this picture that was shared in a Discord that made me laugh, and it's a green colored picture of Hydaelyn that says, "Here, feel, drink."
Oh God, why did Mountain Dew become the gamer drink? I don't understand. Is it because it's so gross nobody else would want to drink it?
Because higher caffeine content and marketing.
Yeah, but I feel like Monster has really made a run for Mountain Dew's money, and they're taking over the gamer market. Or I feel like gamers actually drink Monster energy drinks, or they drink energy drinks in general, but somehow Mountain Dew is still branded as the gamer drink. I would have way rather.
It used to be a thing in Japan. Like Mountain Dew used to be a big thing in Japan, but now, from what I understand, Mountain Dew is regarded in Japan about as much as we regard RC Cola.
Oh wow!
I know that Japan hates root beer. They think it tastes like medicine, and they also don't really like Dr. Pepper until a very popular VN, and then turned into an anime. The main character liked Dr. Pepper, and then it got popular.
Hey, look, anime did something good for once.
Yeah, it was like it was the main character's like weird quirk. Like, can you believe this freak drinks Dr. Pepper? And then everybody was like, "Well, I want Dr. Pepper now."
Like,
a Steins Gate, by the way, if anybody's curious. Oh man.
I am very disappointed, though, that, I mean, and the thing about this Mountain Dew promo is that it's just in the U.S. only, and, like, yeah, cool, for once the U.S. gets their U.S. only Final Fantasy 14 promotion, but I'm sorry, I'd rather have chicken. The KFC thing is coming back to Japan, and I want my Eat Chicken emote, damn it.
Yep, me too. I actually like KFC mostly because they're decent while still being cheap.
As a vegetarian,
my apologies.
I'm glad that I can fill my body with toxic sludge.
You're going green, literally.
Literally. Oh my god. Okay, unrelated, but this morning I got a pack. I think some more shorts because it's getting really hot, and I bought like a pack of bike shorts, and one of them was purple. Where it's like, oh, is that for when you go the Hulk? I'm like, damn it. So I am sitting here in my little purple shorts, ready to Hulk out on Mountain Dew.
Oh man!
All right, Jennifer Walters, calm down.
I was like, I need a purple sports bra too, or else this is going to cause problems.
I mean, not for Ward.
Yeah, I was going
to say. Does She-Hulk have a purple bra? Is that how that works?
She has more like a purple unitard thing.
Yeah,
It depends on the artist.
Interesting.
I think she's also been in a tank top when she hulks out or something.
Probably.
I've always found the way that Marvel handles genitals to be very funny. Because if you look at the Marvel artwork when they're in their Lycra suits and you can see every tiny muscle on their bodies, like they have 8 abs and like all the little side muscles and everything, and then just an absolutely smooth crotch. Nothing. And I'm like, ooh, does it suck in? Where does it go? Why can I see, the fucking veins on his arms, but it's just flat. It's just flat. They don't even give him like a bulge, like he's wearing a cup or something. No, it's flat on superheroes. And I'm like, cowards.
I mean, performance enhancement has its drawbacks,
Oh God, the only Marvel comics I ever read was Deadpool back when I was in high school, which was ages ago. I have no idea what's going on now. But when I was reading it, it was when friggin' Deadpool got cursed to look like Tom Cruise.
That was you know what? I'm not even shocked. I can absolutely believe that was it's Deadpool.
I can't remember. I think it was either Loki that cursed him, or it was some Asgardian curse. And like,
seems like a Loki thing.
Yeah, and he was literally like trying to melt his face. It was like a full page spread of him trying to destroy his face. Like he put his face in a fry basket, like a deep fryer. He like let a train run over his face, and then he was like broke into a power plant, a nuclear power plant, and was like trying to melt his face off with the rods. And then he was like, and then the last panel was him like leaving the power plant. Someone was like, "Whoa, are you Tom Cruise?" And he was like, "Ah." So yeah, Deadpool was good when I was in high school. I don't know what's going on now.
Yeah.
He's got a Wolverine coming out. That's what.
Yeah.
So I happened to notice, Megan, that shortly before I hit record on this podcast, that you and Ward were in Final Fantasy XIV playing. What have you two been up to?
We were trying to do the Moogle Super event. We were trying to get, we're going to get to level 100 in Palace of the Dead. And Ward convinced me that we had time to do one round before recording, but it turns out it was very close. Yeah, but also good news. Our friends have come back, and we've finished the Dragon Song War.
Yay!
We have not yet beat Heaven's Ward, but we got to the point where we could bid on housing in Ishgard. So now we have all bid upon a house, because there was literally one free company house available in the entirety of the server, and it's a small. And, like, apparently everybody in the guild can bid on it, so we have, like, 5 bids on it, so we have, like, 5 out of 35.
Still not great odds.
Still not great odds!
1 out of 7 is better than 1 out of 35.
Yeah, so we're pretty sure that it must be another guild that's bigger than us, that has all their members bidding on it, or, like, 2 or 3 guilds, who fucking knows. But yeah, it was literally the only free company house available, which blew my mind, because I remember back when they first introduced the system that it was like, oh, there's too much free company housing.
Yeah, free company smalls weren't that hard to come by.
Oh man! So now we're waiting to see. It'll be up on Monday, and if we don't get it, we're just gonna keep trying. And our guild, the whole premise is we're gonna have a theater company, and we're gonna put on performances and stuff. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And I keep telling my friends that I need to bring them to your casino, because you do the whole, like, changing lighting and music and stuff, and show them, like, that's how that works. Yeah, but
so is this Butterscotch Battalion that we're talking about? Or?
No, this is my friends. I went to high school with the girl of the couple, but me and her husband and Ward, we used to play World of Warcraft all the time, and we had like a RP guild, and we would do we would role play in World of Warcraft, as you can imagine how difficult that was, as was the style at the time. But we had a lot of fun, and I've been trying to get them into Final Fantasy for years and years, and they finally started playing, but unfortunately, the husband is a chef, and so he works really long hours, and he just got promoted to, like, manager of his workplace, so he's been working, like, every day. And, over the weekend, he got sick, so he could stay home, and so that's why we got to play for, like, 2 days in a row. So who knows when we'll get to play again, but if we can get, like, a house established, then we can, like, start building it. And we can do more than just the MSQ. We can
I look forward to you talking about their journey at the end of Endwalker in 2029.
Oh yeah, yeah, man, yeah. I'm just like, I'm like, they really enjoyed. But my friend Cassie is like a dragon girl, like some girls are horse girls, so she really enjoyed Heaven's Word. But, like, I'm like, oh, it didn't get so much better. It gets so good. But I'm like, oh, you gotta get through Stormblood. I don't dislike Stormblood. I'm just like, it's like all the weeaboo shit. But at the same time, I'm like, this is the weeaboo game. But it's like reverse weeaboo shit, because it's actually from Japan. And so, it's a nuanced situation. Anyway. I really would love to have power grind with them, but unfortunately, it happens very rarely, but when it does, we power through a lot in one sitting.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't know. There were a lot of things that I had like forgotten about Heaven's Order, just like details and moments where I was like, "Oh shit!"
I mean, there's the easy moment,
Mm-hmm.
the one that everyone remembers.
Wait, which one?
When Harshaphon dies.
Oh yeah, that's the big one.
When someone gets Harshaphon an extra piercing.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, they were not as heartbroken as I'm like, you guys should be more heartbroken about this. They were like, oh no, our elf boyfriend. They're like, yeah, we got other elf boyfriends. I'm like, God damn it.
Wow. These people are.
There is another.
It's the elf boyfriend expansion, okay? I can't blame them. They're very into Emmerich.
As they should be.
Yeah, as
Bando.
Yeah.
And of course, we're all calling him a Stinkian by the end.
Yeah.
Just wait until they get to the Endwalker patches.
I know. I'm like, oh god.
So I'm so excited for the continuing adventures of a Stinkian in Dawntrail. You have no idea.
Oh, it's going to be so freaking cute, but he's going to be drenched in that armor.
No. At least it's not covered in rotting dragon blood anymore. Because that was the thing. For the entire Heaven's Word expansion, after he kills Nidhogg, he is just like a sticky, stinky boy. And we're all every time we see him, we're like, get the hose!
And yet, in the Dragoon revamp or the update for Dragoon and Dawntrail, there seems to be more Nidhogg themed stuff going on.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
We also noticed that, like, we don't give back Hraesvelgur's eye. Like, we take Hraesvelgur's eye and we, like, absorb it, and then he just flies off with only one eye. And both me and Cassie were like, bruh, your eye! Wait!
I'm pretty sure you give it back to him later on.
Okay, because we were both like, I guess we're just keeping it. Bye.
Yeah, I relatively recently did that, and I seem like I recall giving him back his other eye. I just don't remember when it happens.
I know that you give it back to him after you beat Nidhogg initially, because it's Hraesvelgur's eye that Nidhogg has, because he lost both of them initially.
Yeah.
And, yeah. I had forgotten about the big dramatic pose where Nidhogg like rips off one of Hraesvelgur's wings and is like standing there all like that, and I was like, whoa, shit!
Chomp. Who wants buffalo wings?
Man.
So yeah, I had a lot of fun. I also I'm like, oh yeah, this is the expansion that really endeared Alphino to me. Like, oh, he's so cute during these ending things, but at the same time I'm like, why is this child on this battlefield? Like at the final battle on the bridge, and like all the knights are getting like torn in half and bit and burned and thrown off the bridge, and then like the War of Light and Emmerich, we come and jump down off the dragons, and then Alphino's like, whee! Like does a little hop off the dragon. I'm like, no, somebody take him out, please. Please bring this child back to Tataru. And also, I forgot that I thought, in my memory, we pulled the eyes off of Vestinian, and then we ran opposite ways and threw them off. But no, we threw them off the same side of the bridge.
Yeah,
where they can just bonk together in the abyss and summon fucking Nidhogg, in my opinion.
And then some asshole has to pick them up.
Also, I'm like, what the fuck? Everett's like, quick, throw them into the abyss. And my brain's like, why? What?
Because somehow he thinks that's where they'll be safe.
We need to plant the seed for a future plot. Throw them away.
I'm like, this just seems like kicking the can down the road, Emmerich. Mayhap we should destroy them, put them in like a vault or something. Nope. Yeet them. Yeet those balls.
Yeet those balls.
Me and Alphino were like, hell yeah.
Do we have an episode title there?
The episode title is Here, Feel, Drink. No matter what. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm more due now than woman.
Twisted and evil.
What's your blood do content right now, Megan?
I don't. Too much.
Oh, getting flashbacks. Stop it.
It's cool. I'm safe from vampires.
Brandon, what have you been up to the past couple weeks in 14? Much of anything?
Continuing to level my Aura alt. I say we, it's just me. I got through the Tsukiyomi fight, so we're on the back half of the Stormblood patches, so not too far off from Shadowbringers, so I'm looking forward to that. Still haven't decided what I'm going to play the MSQ as. Probably just be Dark Knight because, why not? Let's be iconic about it.
Yeah.
Aside from that, not really a whole lot. I'm trying honestly to at least get through Shadowbringers, if not Endwalker, before Dawntrail happens on him. It's just one of those things I wanted to accomplish. Periodically popping back over to my main and getting more tomestones to complete more relic weapons. But I literally cannot do that every night or I will go insane. I burn out super easily chasing tomestones. I don't know why that is. Yeah,
one can only handle so much Praetorium.
Yeah, well, it's not even poetics. It's like it's the causality I need for the relic weapons. I mean, I don't have any issue farming, poetics because I'm getting XP and poetics at the same time. But just chasing causality, every night for however long it takes me to get the last relics I need, I don't know why it is, but I burn out doing that super quick, so I have to spread it out.
You don't get much causality on map nights.
I haven't been to a map night in so long.
Oh.
Family movie night has either been starting super late or it's just been dragging on and on trying to get the kids to go to bed so I can go do maps.
The maps from the current Moogle Tombstone event are level 90 guaranteed portal maps.
Yep, I know. Collecting them when I have spare time, I guess.
Yep.
I'm just trying to get this all through the MSQ as much as I can.
I understand.
Also, I forgot just how much I dislike the early patch content of Stormblood, and it's entirely Asahi's fault. I hate that. It's like, how can we be so genre blind that we don't see that this guy is evil from a mile fucking away? He's the most smug, condescending, arrogant little piece of shit. This, honestly, not being able to call him out on being evil from the start is worse for me than the fact that we can't call Graha Tia out on his bullshit in Shadowbringers the second we hear his voice. I'm like, Graha, I know it's been like a century for you, but for me, it was Tuesday. Pull that damn hood down. You're not fooling anybody.
Never has there been more of this fucking guy
than
this fucking guy.
So, on a scale of 1 to this fucking guy, I'm curious, where do you put Emmett on that scale?
Assuming this fucking guy is a 10, he would have been closer to it, but what happens at the end of the base Endwalker MSQ drops him down to like a 7.5 or 8.
That's lower than I thought you would say. So
he's still a condescending, arrogant prick. Don't get me wrong. I can't stand the guy.
I feel like Emmett Selk is less of a this fucking guy and more of a this motherfucker.
I mean that is also fair. Yeah.
Because this motherfucker can be like, you can be like entertained by it. Like, this motherfucker.
Here's Samuel Jackson right now just talking about Emmett Selk right now. It's great.
This motherfucker, parentheses, affectionate.
I will always say Emmett Selk is the theater kid to end all theater kids.
I never hung out with the theater kids, so the comparison doesn't work well on me.
Me.
Yeah.
Oh, I was a theater kid.
Never mind. I've been hanging out with the theater kids since a podcast reborn started. We're good.
There you go.
He's like this just so melodramatic and like you can't do anything normally. Like it has to be a production, and like he's always like, "Yes, I'm gracing you with my presence." Like that's great.
Doesn't he describe himself as a pulp villain or something like that when you meet him?
He's like, I would play the villain in your story. Like, he smells his own farts and he's like, yes. I find these traits endearing, so.
Okay, yeah.
That's what
probably
a
fair.
1,000 years of like hanging out in your little shadow city does to a motherfucker. Like he's been hanging out with like the puppet, like literally like a body pillow of Hythlodaeus for like 1,000 years. You think this fucker's gonna act right? No, absolutely not. Who's his friend? Freaking God, what's his name? The little white one. He's not normal either.
Elidibus?
Yeah, Elidibus. He's been hanging out with Elidibus.
Little white one.
Yeah, man. He's been hanging out with like, I must do my dutieth, and he's like, okay, cool.
To be fair, that is an apt
picturing-
description of his original form. So
I am seeing Elidibus's character in game, and now picturing the player title, the little white one.
Am I wrong though? Well, it's like he is so self-serious. I just imagine that Emmett Selk kind of was like, "Oh my god, this fucker," and then he's just like, he's literally LARPing in Amarot for 1,000 years. He's a melodramatic bitch. It's not a good situation. He's not gonna act right. Absolutely not.
Let me see if I've got this down, because I think I'm figuring it all out. If Asahi is this fucking guy, and Emmett Selk is this motherfucker, would that make Elidibus this bitch?
Yes. Because you can add this little bitch.
Right?
This little bitch thinks he can take me.
oh my god. Well, the worst part is for the entirety of the time we know him outside of the back in time shenanigans with the pandemonium raids, he's actually just a primal. So
yeah,
it's like, oh, you think you can take me? Yeah. Do you know how many of your kind I've killed up to this point? And then he proceeds to be the most annoying trial fight since friggin' Tsukuyomi. So I guess he really could.
He's pretty though.
I didn't mind his trial fight at all, really.
No,
once I learned what Blizzard and Fire were all about, it was fine.
Yeah, it's just the first few times we had to do it, I'm like, there's so much going on here. What's going on?
Yeah,
I still haven't figured out how to live through Tsukuyomi once.
Tsukuyomi is extremely annoying, I will say. Like, I did it when it was current, and I've completely forgotten what all the bullshit is, and so now I can't even, like, unsync kill it, because I'm like, what's happening?
My gosh.
I just did it for the first time on my friggin' Al Rock character, and I'm just like, oh my god, can I please just be done with this nonsense?
Speaking of doing things current, do you know what I did current for the first time since playing Final Fantasy XIV?
What?
Wreath of Snakes.
That's a fun one.
Because it was part of the Moogle thing. So my weekly for the Moogle thing was do Wreath of Snakes. I saw abilities and mechanics I didn't even know existed in that fight.
Let me fucking tell you about Wreath of Snakes, my dude. I did that shit as a bard when bard had no knockback immunity.
Oh god.
That's not good.
On is it Savage? I don't remember. On hard mode. And I did it enough times to get the wolf.
Oh wow. That's impressive.
What? That Ward's making hand signals at me, but then he was like, no. What? You want to talk about Tsukuyomi?
You only did it 3 times.
I did not. Okay, he says I only did it 3 times. And then I got the wolf. That's true, but I did it way more times after I got the wolf. Because I wanted the bow. And the bow never dropped, but I got the wolf on my 3rd try, which was pretty great.
That is pretty good.
And I have that music stuck in my head and him going, oh, Robbie Tama. And I was like, oh, dude. So he has become a special boy in my heart. And so during Endwalker, when we saw him noodling up the beach, I got very excited.
I really enjoyed that story. I won't lie, but some of those fights, I'm just like, okay, never have to do this again, please.
Well, that was one of my favorite, I guess, quest lines because you get to do it with Tataru, and
Phrasing.
Oh, it was so fun. Yeah, you got to do it with Tataru.
Did they?
It being pounding the badness out of animals.
And I'm done. I apologize for trying to get more degenerate than Megan, everyone.
That is a fight no one can win.
No, absolutely not.
Let's put it this way. So many people want to forget the Four Lords and all of that they skipped them for the ultimate and went straight to Eden for the next ultimate.
Why?
Well, because everybody wants to see Reen and Gaia and
I mean,
do all that stuff.
That's entirely fair, but the Four Lords storyline was actually really fun.
Yeah, it was. It was like just the right amount of goofy. Yeah, a lot of really funny stuff happened, like poor Tataru looking in the box and getting an old lady face. And God, Senbu, is that his name? The turtle guy? He was really cute. Genbu.
Yeah.
He was a really fun character, and it was just really funny to be like, yeah, bro, you're gonna be the turtle now. Sorry. He was like, oh, okay. It was also fun to see the Hildebrand stuff involving them when they're running around in the fucking animal suits. Which, if I ever do a cosplay at if I ever go back to fucking FanFest, I feel like if I'm in a mascot costume, I probably won't get chemical warfared, but you gotta take that hat off.
You could always like cosplay in a protective bubble and like you're cosplaying as a tank cooldown or something. I don't know.
Like there was a girl who was cosplaying as a stack marker, and she had like it was like she had like like suspenders on, and then like a hula hoop, but it had like light up arrows that were like pointing into her, and she had something where she could press it and it would make the sound, and it was very funny.
That's amazing.
You're also inviting conflict with that.
Yeah, that's
there's that.
Yeah, I need a spread marker.
Yeah, where's
you need the triangle. You need the triangle.
I need the danger Dorito.
The stay out the fuck away from me triangle.
Get that new marker that shows up whenever there's a tank buster. Like,
I should make like a headband, like the people that do the Sims Plumbot headbands, but instead do like raid markers.
Yeah,
like the triangle. Like follow the Dorito. Like,
Danger Dorito.
Danger Dorito. Don't come near me. But yeah, I would love to do like a group of like the Four Lords in the mascot costumes going around FanFest being like, interesting mortals, tell me more.
Was that from Hildebrand or was that in Tataru's Grand Endeavor?
No, that was in Hildebrand.
Was it really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I remember something vaguely like that happening in Tataru's Grand Endeavor, but I might be misremembering.
Well, I mean, they might. I
still haven't finished that.
In Tataru, or maybe they did in Tataru. Do you mean like? Oh, maybe it did. I don't know. It's a thing they do, so it could have. I don't think I finished Tataru's Grand Endeavor either.
I think the Four Lords stuff was probably in Grand Endeavor, just because I feel like if it was
Grand Endeavor, I know.
Well, it's part.
It was
of
Hildebrand. I know that it happened in Hildebrand because like that was where you like ran back into Gilgamesh as Yojimbo, and like. All that stuff happened. You were doing stuff for Four Lords because, like, somebody was pretending to be a Four Lord or pretending to be, like, the reincarnation of one of the Four Lords. And so
that's definitely from Tataru's Grand Endeavor.
Ugh.
I can promise you that.
Hildebrand was there. I thought that they were, like...
Because if Hildebrand had dealt with the Four Lords, then you would have been required to do Four Lords content to do Hildebrand, and you never had to.
No, but, like, the Four Lords just exist. They're part of... I don't know. Look... If I was able to keep track of things sensibly in my brain...
I think this is a novel opportunity for Brandon and you to make a wager. And
no, I'm not wagering anything.
Who's right.
I don't trust my memory for shit. Are you kidding me?
There was an early episode of this podcast where I had to convince you that Ida died before ARR ever happened. So I'm pretty confident on this one.
All right. Look... if I could remember things in a proper order, I would I would not have to take ADD medication. So this is also, it's like, this is video game stuff. It all just goes into a soup in my brain.
You know that meme where it's like there's an attractive woman walking by and then a guy's like turned around to look at her and then his girlfriend's like right next to him and she's like, oh, got that indignant face. There's a version of it I have saved in my phone from way back in the day where the attractive girl is labeled World of Warcraft lore. The guy says me, and the aghast girlfriend is like real world historical information.
Yeah, basically that is me. It's more like important dates and appointments is the girlfriend, and then like useless weird lore shit from everything I've ever read, played, or watched is the attractive girl.
Now that we've gotten way off track, can we please talk about the job action trailer? Because, oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, we've got about 20 minutes, so let's jump and talk about... I'm just going to quickly say, for anyone who cared, that what I did in Final Fantasy XIV is... It's really brief anyhow, and it's mostly boring, because it's mostly a grind. I got all of my crafters that weren't 90 already up to 79, so that's six jobs that need to get from 79 to 90, and I've got a month to do it, so it'll probably be done in a week.
And then you can do the Studium quest chains, which are so fun and ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I'm doing the Studium. My plans to do the Studium quests as I'm leveling the stuff up. So I've been doing Crystalline Mean quests. Yeah, the
Crystalline Mean quests I feel like were, kind of had good stakes attached to them because it's like all about trying to rebuild in the wake of this whole calamity afflicted world. The Studium quests are just absolutely ridiculous for the most part. Like they're either like college university friend group dramas, freaking academics. There's the word, being absolutely ridiculous and out of touch with how the real world works, or whatever the frick was going on in the cooking one. Don't ask me.
I've done the cooking one, so
yeah.
I understand and I agree. But yeah, job action trailer. So the live leather was just a few days ago, and it was mainly as far as like information for the next expansion. We didn't really find out much story or lore wise, but you never really do with live letters before an expansion because they want to keep that stuff spoilers as much as possible. What they did do was release a job action trailer, which showed off abilities and updates to all the jobs coming in Dawntrail. They definitely gave Pictomancer and Viper quite a bit of time explaining who they are, what they are, and how they work. I feel like Megan's going to have a lot to say about Pictomancer, so before we get there, Brandon, what stood out for you?
The machinist one stood out to me, but that's because it's one of my favorite jobs. I mean, we got two different abilities, which apparently were upgrades of, Gauss Round and Ricochet into, you're going to throw up some freaking drones into the sky that are just going to bombard the foe with lasers.
It feels like half the classes got a tactical nuke in Dawntrail.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, there's the ultimate ability, so to speak, that they showed off, in which case they draw two giant miniguns from hammer space and then summon what essentially amounts to a hovering missile platform and just go ham. And I'm like, unless Summoner gets their very specific conditions I set out, give me that, please. That is everything short of giving freaking Machinist power armor, giving me an Iron Man suit that I would ever want out of this job. I love it. Yes, please. Now, Summoner did get a cool new flavor of Bahamut for some reason. Still don't have our Shiva, Ramu, and Leviathan eggies. What the hell, Yoshi P? What are you doing? Make me feel even more like a Summoner, please. You did such a great job at the rework. Whatever. I'm going back to Machinist.
Hey, I'm going to be maining Machinist too. I agree with everything you said about Machinist. I will say, though, that I will definitely still be playing Summoner outside of the MSQ. I'll probably do Summoner for like grinding out tomes and stuff like that in Roulette or whatever. I'm a fan of the new looking Bahamut, aka Solar Bahamut, aka as I will refer to him now officially on the show forever and ever, Sunny B. Because, I mean, purple stuff? No, Sunny B, please.
Orange drink, purple stuff. Oh man, Sunny D.
We are dating ourselves.
Flashback. Yes, I know.
Yes, I'm old.
Listeners, if it wasn't obvious that I turned 41 in a couple of months, now you know.
And knowing's half the battle.
Gee, Joe, damn you.
That is the millennial call and response.
God damn it. Should have seen that one coming.
All right. Before we go into any other stuff from other classes, Megan, is Pictomancer what you wanted it to be?
Hell yes, it is. Oh my god. I'm gonna have a UI with sketchbook pages. Fuck yeah. I only watched the job exit trailer. I didn't actually read the live letter.
Oh, you should check out the live letter because they go into Pictomancer a lot more in detail as far as like how it plays and stuff.
Yeah, as far as I could tell, it looks like you draw different body parts and then you like create a creature to throw at them, and that looks hilarious and fun. And I also loved how much like Moogle shit is in there. I'm like, hell yeah. The fact that you throw an entire like ball pit of palms on the enemy, excellent. But yeah, I'm very excited for it. It looks super sparkly and pretty, and the job stone is like opalescent and sparkly, and I'm gonna be so annoying. I'm very hyped for it. And so I've been, looking at the summoner and the scholar, because it's usually what I level up so I can have a healer at the end in case it's needed. But I'm like, fuck that.
I'm going to be caster all the time.
Yeah. It's very rare that I don't level up something to be helpful. And so the fact that I'm Pictomancer, I'm sorry, that's it. That's all that's that's happening. And I'm gonna fight. It's like the job gear is very cute, but I know I can make a more annoying, more colorful, especially when we get 2 dye channels. Oh my god.
Yep.
I think there definitely is going to be a large section of the player base that is more excited for 2 dye channel gear than most job upgrades.
Yeah, man. We've been wanting that forever. I cannot
really
count.
Final Fantasy 14 players getting excited about something glam related. Say it ain't so.
I'm liking the Red Mage artifact gear set, and I'm wondering if they will give that 2 dye channels. I really hope they do.
I do too.
They have to.
I
would expect most of the first wave of gear that has the 2 dye channel system available to be pretty much everything that is otherwise dyeable come Dawntrail.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's got 3 colors in it, so you gotta wonder which one they're gonna leave. Red, white, or black.
I don't know.
I feel like the right move would be the red and white channels, just because of how neutral black is.
True. Yep. White's pretty neutral too, so I think it could go either way. But
I'm going to request something stupidly specific because I want to. Yoshi P, if you're listening.
Because Yoshi P listens to a podcast Reborn.
Yes,
okay.
Please. We know he has to. The Shadowbringers PvP Magitech armor, right? Late Allegan. The Late Allegan armor offending. The second dye channel had better let me change the colors of those freaking undyeable red crosses on their elbow guards. Please. For the love of God, so many glams I've tossed aside because I can't dye those damn things and it ruins the aesthetic. I'm begging you. Okay, I'm done.
That kind of also reminds me, the gun they showed for the machinist in the AF gear, that golden gun. Oh, man.
No, thank you. Too low.
That's okay. That's okay. You can have your high-tech future, Nexus relic gun. I will take that golden gun and gladly use it.
Ro, let me tell you something. I didn't think they could top the glowy chain gun rifle that was the second or third stage of the friggin' Manderville relic in this expansion. And then they gave me that glowing purple and blue monstrosity, and I'm like, yep, you did better. I love it. I don't think I'm ever going to wear anything but that ever again.
I'm sure. And you know me, it's all about red and gold. If it's red and gold, I gotta wear it.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
true.
got a thing for that.
I mean, you own and operate the Crimson Casino. What else did we expect?
Yep.
Mhm.
Any other things as far as job action trailer things that like stood out to you folks? For me, I'm mildly. It's funny because I have access to a high level scholar anytime I want to consider leveling up a healer. That said, the astrologian changes kind of intrigue me a little bit.
Yeah,
me
I'm
too.
looking forward to seeing how that works.
I think astrologian is gorgeous. It's like the most beautiful class, but I can never do it well because it's so goddamn complicated. There's too many fucking buttons. And the thought of like maybe they're reducing it by having you draw all the cards at once. I don't know. I'm like, if anything takes more than like 2 action bars to play, I'm like, I don't, no, thank you.
Like
Okay.
I feel like my gambler character, if he's going to have a healer job, it has to be astrologian, right?
I
It's
mean,
like
yeah,
no other one makes sense.
it's true, unfortunately. Or
I
fortunately.
used to really like it. I don't know, like, I really liked it, like, at the end of Stormblood, because it seemed it was much more simple back then. It was literally like you summon 2 cards, like one was like either protect or attack, and the other one was a buff, and you could, and like that was all that you had to worry about, other than just like straight up healing. And you also had the thing where you could either do shields or straight heals. And so you would pick one of those depending on. That was also really convenient for like, oh, I got paired up with a scholar, I'll go straight heals, or oh, I got paired up with a white mage, I'll go shields. Like that was nice to have a healer that had that option. And it's like I know
that made more sense back when there were only 3 healers. Once they added Sage as a shield healer, they're like, all right, well we gotta subdivide them a little more. So Astro became the other pure healer.
So the main change that they're like making this astrologian is you're getting 4 cards now, and it's not random anymore. So you'll always have like an offensive one, support one, a healing one, and then your Lord or Lady card.
Yeah, I'm curious how they're gonna. I want to see what the action setup is going to look like for that, because I feel like that's going to mean you have to have more play buttons than you had previously.
That was the thing that I liked about original Astrologian, was that you could macro the same button for both draw and spend.
Yeah.
So you would just have one button, you'd draw a card, and then you would click the person, and then you would spend it. And I was like really simple. And then now it's like you have 3 cards, and then you got an offensive one, and you got to do this. And I was like, oh god, I couldn't even figure out. Like I like Astrologian.
I almost wonder if they'll like. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I like to play Astrologian at PvP because it's fun. It's a fun class for PvP because you're putting out buffs, and you've got like your super special big like fuck everybody and heal my guys button, and you can be very you can really turn the tide in like a, oh god, what's the 5v5 crystalline conflict?
Yeah,
you could if you're like standing on the crystal and like there's a big battle going on and you hit that thing and all your guys get extra healing and they get healing down, you can really turn the tide on that, and it's a lot of fun, and also it's very pretty.
When that happens, do you say out loud you activated my trap card?
I mean, if only they could hear me, but we all know that voice chat at PvP it's never a good idea.
Yep. I almost wonder if they're going to like change which card you play based on the job of whoever you have targeted. I could see that possibly working. Like, oh, you have a tank targeted, you play the defense card. You have a DPS targeted, the offense. Healer, so on. You get the idea.
They used to do it. The cards used to be like you would either... there was a difference between cards that regen mana and regen... What is it? Attack power?
What was like TP?
Yeah.
Points or something like
I feel like, does TP even exist anymore?
No, they got rid of that with Shadowbringers.
Yeah, so... I'm all for automating the class, please. Please take more buttons out of my hands. That's the other thing. Like, Square, please just trim down the buttons for everything, for the love of God. Like, I know it's an MMO. I know we love our super cluttered UI and all of that, but like 2 action bars worth of buttons, please, and nothing more than that, because for fuck's sake. Oh my god. And if I'm in the middle of a raid and I have to like press things all the way to like, 0 and 9 and like my hands are small, okay? I can't go that far.
I don't think you'll see too much in the way of like additional abilities. It's because they want to keep things manageable for people using a gamepad, and like there's only so much you can do on a gamepad with cross-art bars and such.
Yeah, I know, which you'd think would mean that all of our classes would be fairly simplified, and yet Astrologian is just sitting there and just covered in buttons, just being like, hello.
Well, let's
3 action bars, please.
All we can do is wait for the media tour to come out and see what it's like once they lift that whatever the heck it's called,
embargo.
Thank you, embargo. I'm starting to say NDA, and I'm like, that's not right.
This coming week, media tour is going on, and there's been some subtle, not so subtle hints that the guys at Grinding Gear are going to have access to an interview with Peoples. So, looking forward to hearing that. But yeah, I'm getting pretty hyped. I can't believe that we're a month away.
Yeah, me either. Also, Ro, I wanted to bring this up, but we went on a major astrologian tangent. I'm so amused that the additional cool thing for Red Mage is let's just tack on another step at the end of their melee/big spell combo. It's like, all right.
It seemed like
for Holy, Scorch, Resolution, and Resolution 2.
It seemed like they changed it that the you're like building up crystals instead of building up black and white magic. Or like that the melee thing was like different from the black and white magic thing.
Oh,
I don't know.
Are you talking about when they do the melee strikes? They have those little crystals pop up. That's actually in the game right now.
Yeah.
Oh well, I have not leveled. The character I'm leveling up with my friends is the Red Mage, but we're in Heaven's Ward, so
you'll get there eventually.
Did either of you? Well, I don't know if you were watching or listening when the live layer was going on, but if at some point on Thursday morning, if you were awake in the early morning hours of Thursday, and you heard just a strange unified cheer from all around you, I'm just letting you know that was probably the cry of thousands upon thousands of Black Mage players happy that they can finally move their fucking ley lines.
Yes. God, so many discords erupted about that when it happened.
The trailer was so funny because it was like they literally had a white mage there just to like pull him over.
Here's the thing now. But here's the thing. This is a blessing and a curse for Black Mages, because while now that they can move their ley lines, think about all of the raid leaders that are now going to be bitches to Black Mages like, you can move your ley lines.
No more healers adjust for you guys.
Yep.
They're going to be like, it was on cooldown. I don't know. Every time that I've done like high-end raiding, we've never had a Black Mage in the group, so... I'm sure there are in like, really high-end raid teams, but like it's such a difficult class to play well, and like doing optimal DPS or like doing suboptimal Black Mage is like shittier than doing optimal like Summoner or Red Mage or whatever, something else. So I almost never see it.
And doing the dance and surviving is kind of more important outside of ultimates than doing high DPS.
Yep.
Everybody wants those giant fire 4 crits. Nobody wants to move to survive to be able to do them.
Yeah.
It's a fun class for like easier content, and it's very cool to, well, you guys are not going to get this, to cosplay Megamine and yell explosion, but
surprisingly, I actually got that reference.
Yeah! Everybody should watch Konosuba. New season's out now. But, yeah, it's very fun. But in, like, a very tense raid situation when it's so much floor movement, and, like, I am literally playing Summoner, wherein I have to plant my feet for, like, one little bit of it, and I'm always, like, laser focused on making sure that I figure out when I can do my Ifrit, because that is, like, the most important thing to me. The thought of, like, having to do Ifrit 24/7 fuck that. Absolutely not.
I don't know if you guys follow Drac, the guy who leads the Nest raid team. He posted a bunch of videos where he did reactions to all the different jobs in the trailer, and he was like, "You better have gotten rid of a free dash. You better have gotten rid of Yoshimi." Oh, he skipped it. I don't know if that means it's still there or not. He also raged about Machinists not getting power armor. So,
well, what was funny was I have killed myself with a free dash many times, and I was complaining to Ward about it, who mains Dragoon.
I was gonna say.
I was like, "Oh, it's so hard. Imagine if a core part of your rotation just yeeted you at the boss." And Ward was like, "Megan."
You can just hear his eye twitching. That's freaking fantastic.
Well, I do think, with that said, we will bring things to a close for episode 53. We just got 2 more episodes to do ahead of the release of Dawntrail, which is pretty wild and crazy. So, looking forward to it. I'm very excited, even though the week that Dawntrail comes out, I'm going to be working most of it.
Oh,
because July 4th weekend. But until our next episode, which will be in roughly 2 weeks, give or take, 2 weeks-ish, because I'm working on something that may have us record at a different time than usual. Until then, Megan, where can people find you on the internets?
I am Catmom Megan, all one word. Megan is Meagan. Pretty much everywhere. On Twitter, on Blue Sky, on TikTok, especially on Twitch, where I live stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific. Right now, we are, I don't know, we're doing a bunch of random shit. It kind of just depends on what I'm in the mood for. But one thing I do a lot is draw and sing karaoke at the same time. So if you want to see some absolute madness, some weird shit, just stop by. Also, I VTube. It's a VTuber. You will not actually see me. You will see a sexy cat lady, because that's who I am on the inside.
I mean, it's just your true self.
Someday I will ascend into the internet as only a brain.
And he gets up, looks in the mirror in the morning, and cackles. Go, oh, this isn't even my final form.
My final form has way more jiggle physics.
Oh man. Oh boy. Brandon, where can people find you, jiggle physics or not?
I am the BMAT, THEBMATT, on most corners of the internet except Discord, but I'm not telling you what that is. Wow. You can catch my writing. It's mostly about D&D these days, because that's what I'm currently hyper fixated on writing-wise, at yourquestlogisfull.wordpress.com. And if you like D&D, speaking of which, you can also listen to me on Plus 5 to Hit, a D&D podcast where Ro is bound and determined to kill me, and I keep rolling nat 20s at opportune moments and restoring the things he takes away from people.
Oh my gosh. There was a nat 20 this time that totally turned things upside down.
One of our other players lost every memory they had at the start of the campaign, and I ate a pear, had to rolled a nat 20, and basically got to immediately restore them.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah,
that's
a thing.
A pear have to do with that?
It was a magic purple pear, and he rolled a nat 20.
I thought you were like, I literally ate a pear IRL and then rolled it. Like there was pear juice on your die.
I actually hate pears.
Pear of snake eyes. I don't fucking what. Look, I played D&D in college. All right.
Bro, the next time we have an interlude campaign, I vote we get Megan as a player on here.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that'd be hysterical.
It'd be great.
The last D&D campaign I played, I was a halfling barbarian. Who?
Can you imagine the chaos?
I actually, in one of the other games I'm playing in, my friend Andrew is playing a halfling barbarian, Path of the Giant. Whenever he rages, he goes from small to large size.
Oh my god.
Nice.
See, mine was raised by half-orcs, and so she doesn't speak common very well, and she thinks she's a half-orc that just hasn't hit her growth spurt yet.
That's
oh,
great.
Gosh, that's amazing.
Well, if you're not finding me on +5 to hit with Brandon, you can also occasionally find things I write on Blue Sky at A Podcast Reborn. You can email us at apodcastreborn@gmail.com. You can also find us on the Discord for Bonus Roll Productions, which we're a part of. You can go to bonusroll.gg, check out the shop, and get some Podcast Reborn merch like shirts and such. You can do that too and have your own gear. The theme music this time is provided by Husky by the Geek. A link to his YouTube channel will be included in the show notes. And of course, that music or any other Final Fantasy derivative music you hear on the podcast belongs to Square-Enix and no copyright infringement is intended. That's going to do it for episode 53. We will see you soon for episode 54. It should be a special one, regardless of who we have on with us, but we will have someone. Until then, for Megan, Brandon, and of course Butterscotch and Bon Bon, this is Brian Black. Until next time, may your loot rolls be high, your glamour fantastic, and your duties always complete. Brandon?
We've talked about how he's stinky, we've talked about ripping the balls off of him, but why should you never, ever get into a debate with a Stinian?
Because it would always dragoon.
True, but also, the man does have some good points.
I like mine better, actually.
That's entirely fair.
We'll always drag on.
I'm actually rather surprised that we both had good answers for that, and I just thought of that on the fly.
Nicely done, sir. I approve.
Goodbye, everybody.
Farewell.
Bye.